want to start today with a little bit of math, because nothing sets people on the edge of their seats like math, right? Even better, let's start with some numbers. 20, the number of years I've been in this industry. It's changed a lot since I first got in the game, but even more rapidly in just the past few years. 2, the number of female CEOs of publicly listed gaming companies in the world. So we still have a lot of work to do there. 6, the number of mergers and acquisitions that I personally have led companies through. 299, the number of gaming M&A deals in 2021 amounting to $85 billion. And 90, I'm talking $90 billion. That is the record-breaking number for game acquisitions in January of 22 alone. These are wild times, and the industry shows no signs of slowing down. The developer-publisher model has changed. We've entered a new era requiring new ways of thinking and new ways of doing business. The numbers alone tell a very compelling story. So I'm Christina Seelye, CEO of Zordix. You may also know me as founder and CEO of global video game publisher Maximum Games, along with its label Modus Games and Modus Studios. My story, our story, is a story of multiple mergers and acquisitions, and I've been on both sides. First as the acquirer when Maximum Games acquired Quest UK, and later Modus Studios, and more recently Main 6, and then most recently as the acquiree when, at the end of 2021, Maximum Games was acquired by Zordix. So let me share a few more numbers with you. 4. 4 is how many publishers Zordix has within our group. And 5, that's the number of game development studios housed under the Zordix Group. Zordix Racing, Invictus, Dimfrost, Main 6, and Modus Studios. Together, we provide game development, publishing, PR and marketing services, data analytics, and even distribution around the globe. Our services now cover the full gaming value chain, from developing original IP to bolstering and growing existing games to specializing in creating unique collector's editions for beloved games such as Five Nights at Freddy's and Among Us. To bring in another number, 1, our goal is to bring fun and innovative games to fans worldwide across every platform. And our collective strengths, efforts, and experiences are what allow us to do just that. Needless to say, I'm no stranger to the M&A space, and I've seen its impact from every angle. M&A opens up a world of benefits for all involved. Sharing resources, knowledge, best practices, processes, and networks, just to name a few, allows the fun stuff, the creative stuff, the stuff that made us passionate about this industry in the first place, to thrive. It means more content, more revenue, more games and gamers. It's a world where together, we're better. Today, I'm here to tell you a little bit of my story, share some of the lessons I've learned along the way, and highlight the many benefits I've seen M&A bring. So let's start with, how did I get here? 12. That's the number of years ago Maximum Games was founded. 4, that's the number of employees we had, and 1 room in my house. That was it. That was our headquarters. We were the definition of a startup. What began as a vision of bringing existing games from the European market to the US grew very quickly. We were a scrappy bunch who taught ourselves how to submit builds, work with first parties, and establish and strengthen relationships with partners and retailers alike. And we kept growing from there. By 2014, we had 11 employees and 11 games. We'd partnered with multiple studios for our first Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 releases back in the day. We established a curated roster, a fun one, and a diverse catalog that allowed us to stand out as a publisher and provide support in ways many others could not, with thought-out marketing beats, strong community building, and maintaining the care and respect for our partners' creativity, all of the extras that go into building and backing a great game. From in-house marketing and creative services, we had teams of talented designers and artists, to becoming early investors in order to become a strong part of the creative and game development process, and then mostly to leverage our relationships with retailers and platform holders around the world and represent and promote these games at shows and within the industry at large. And as the value of our full-service offerings increased, so did our desire to continue to adapt and grow with the ever-changing industry. New and improved revenue channels presented themselves, along with opportunities for global expansion. So this led to 2016, the year we acquired Avonquest UK and established our Maximum Games UK office. 2018, the year we acquired The Balance, a Brazilian development studio creating Modus Studios Brazil and our Modus publishing label. And 2021, the year Maximum Games was acquired by Zordix, and we haven't stopped there. 2022, we just acquired Main 6, another studio. So today we've evolved from a handful of people in one room in my house to a global top 20 developer and publisher with over 200 employees and offices in 6 countries. The power of those numbers, those minds, those creative lenses together is why I feel so strongly that scaling your business through M&A can benefit and elevate any company to the next level. So M&A is kind of my thing. And it's my thing because I recognize and have seen firsthand its incredible benefits. It hasn't always been easy, but it's been worth it. And I'd love to share with you a few lessons that I've learned along the way. Know when you're ready. The first important lesson is to know when you're ready. I know I've been talking a lot about numbers, but there's no magic formula like X number of years or Y number of employees or Z number of games. Here's how we knew that we were ready for that next M&A step. We had years of adapting and learning under our belt, so we knew that we could be flexible with the inevitable shifts and growth that would come our way. We knew we were ready because we were grounded in established core values. With those in place and aligned with our partners, we knew that we could contribute to something bigger. We were ready because Zordix brought with it opportunities that would allow us to expand and grow and continue to learn and challenge ourselves. The second lesson is looking for the right situation to present itself. Every merger should provide something unique and useful that allows you to achieve more, remain more relevant, and maintain a competitive edge. For us, when we acquired Avonquest UK, it was widening our global reach. We all of a sudden had access to all of Europe and people who understood the market nuances and distribution channels in that region. They helped us forge direct relationships with retail and channel and digital partners in countries we'd never been active in before. Acquiring development studios like The Balance and Main 6, creating Modus Studios, allowed us to scale up our internal resources, add more creative talent to our already diverse group. They had so much to offer, and we were stronger for having those skills and creativity in-house. We knew it was the right situation because we had a deep respect for what each other brought to the table. They respected our ability to get the best commercial result, and we respected their ability to create compelling, unique, and super fun games. And when Maximum Games was acquired by Zordix, it was all of those things. And they'll allow us to grow together in ways that we couldn't alone. Across the board, these were the right situations at the right time, and all parties have enjoyed the creative and professional and financial reward of these mergers. What's nice about partnering, about working together, is that M&A doesn't have to come as a blind leap of faith. If you've seen Love is Blind on Netflix, then you know how that goes, and it's not great. In many instances, we worked alongside our M&A partners before any M&A event took place. Studios can work with publishers prior to an acquisition, kind of a date before you marry, so to speak, and see if it's a good fit. That's how you know if it's the right situation. A third lesson learned is true convergence only happens with open communication and clearly shared goals. Here's another number for you, 2. There are 2 parts to M&A, merger and acquisition. While technically this terminology speaks to the financial structure of the deal, in practice, both elements have to come into play. The M in that equation is central to your success. When it comes to communication, there truly needs to be a merge. I found that uniform communication that connects all parties makes a world of difference in a successful M&A event. At Maximum Games, we would hold company-wide stand-ups every time we acquired a new team, and again when we were acquired by Zordix. We talked about what it meant for our revenue, for our numbers, how it benefited our internal structure, what everyone could expect for the next few months to a year, and rallied around the ways that convergence would transform us for the better. We welcomed questions and comments and did our best to make sure our team knew that this was an impactful change that would elevate us to achieve greater things. These simple, repeatable elements of communication took away so much of the ambiguity around the change and aligned us for the future. The second part of convergence is establishing clear team goals from the very start. Increased capabilities and reach are only useful if you have direction right from the beginning. Our 5-year goal at MG was to continue acquiring studios. But instead of taking another 5 years to do that, becoming part of the Zordix group accomplished that in less than a year. Maximum Games formed a stronger infrastructure with Zordix, far stronger than if we had continued acquiring gaming companies on our own. The last lesson, and this connects to those shared goals that we just discussed, is communicating your needs clearly. My job is to help the studios we acquire to be successful, and there is no one-size-fits-all solution. The studios we work with are in various locations around the world and structured uniquely with their own areas of expertise and experience. This is great for diversifying resources, but also an important distinction in making sure we understand and are familiar with each studio's particular needs and challenges. Communicate your needs, communicate your challenges. Through M&A, you have access to a world of resources, but you have to take advantage of them. Taking steps to connect on those things at the get-go sets up all parties for success. M&A is not without challenges, but when you know when you're ready and you look for the right situation to present itself, when you ensure true, meaningful convergence through uniform communication and shared goals, and when you clearly communicate your needs, when you can get those things right, it opens up a whole new world of possibility. And it can be hugely rewarding, both financially and professionally. Access, experience, and the freedom to focus on what you're passionate about, what you're good at, these are some of the key benefits to M&A. Working with a larger group, tapping into those shared resources, experience, expertise of that group allows you to focus on what actually matters. Focus on your goal of creating compelling content and games for your community. In many cases, it means reaching that goal faster, and in my experience, with way more fun along the way. M&A makes it possible for everyone to direct their efforts towards doing their highest, best work. Let's talk about access. M&A gives studios access to an ever-expanding range of resources. When Maximum Games was acquired by Zordix, it opened the door to a wider network of co-op play. This move allowed us to combine our efforts and talent to work towards shared goals, all while gaining a wider array of resources to draw from. In-house QA testing, in-house programming, development, and design, in-house marketing and PR. I could go on, but you get the picture. There's something special to be said when a cohesive project is able to be born out of the efforts of a diverse, trans-global team. Access to all of these skills across the full value chain of game development and publishing also results in huge cost savings. Big bonus there. It's all about access to the resources necessary to maintain a successful business, any business, even and especially as our industry changes. Not to mention shifts in technology, consumer and fan demands. For example, the pandemic changed how consumers bought and played games. It allowed us to explore more direct-to-consumer sales, resulted in the launch of Maximum Games online stores, both in North America and Europe. The industry is going to keep changing, so will technology. But M&As, like our joining Zordix, allows companies to meet those changes head-on and to magnify their output and scope in new and cooperative ways. And one of the prime places you can level up with the kind of access only M&A can provide is through data. As part of a larger group, you have visibility to a much wider data set, analysis from multiple companies for games in multiple genres. More data helps everyone make better decisions. Data from your own game's results gives you visibility into where you are overperforming or underperforming. And access to market research can help you strategize on that title you've been working on for so long so that it's packaged and promoted in a way that sets it up for success. With all of this access comes a whole lot of learning, because that kind of access connects you to a wealth of experience. So yeah, the second major benefit, experience. The breadth of experience in different genres, markets, development, types of marketing and promotion, publishing and different revenue channels, all of the things. That honed, internalized knowledge that comes with M&A is invaluable. Think about what a company learns through trial and error. You discover what works, what doesn't, ways to smooth the process overall. For us, it was things like how to set realistic milestones in development. What is the most efficient way to conduct operations? What is the right balance of physical and digital games? What are the resources necessary for in advance of each game, and then how to adapt when new resources are needed mid-development? It's all of this knowledge that comes from time, from being in the trenches, from failing and learning. It took time to learn how to promote games properly, how to show up at trade shows like E3 or Gamescom or PAX, and to grow our brand along with building recognition, anticipation, excitement for our titles. With all of this experience also comes connections and networks. It takes years to develop the kinds of positive relationships we now have with key press outlets and agencies. And we're only a successful global company today because of the networks and connections and studios we acquired and that they brought to the table. And then there's 3, freedom. Access and experience give you the freedom to focus on what you're best at, what you're passionate about, what you love. It allows you to direct your efforts towards your strongest skill set while learning from others and allowing other subject matter experts to fill the gaps. Instead of doing it all alone as a single company, we're doing it together. Having an entire marketing team at your disposal to promote the game that you poured your soul into. Having an HR department to make sure everyone working so hard on the game is supported however they need to be. It's every area beyond your personal creative expertise. In this kind of setting, everyone brings their best to the table, the things they're good at, the experience, the data, their unique contribution, and it collectively makes us all stronger. The point of M&A is to elevate everyone involved to new heights, increasing our capabilities and driving everyone closer to common goals. At the end of the day, despite the challenges and efforts surrounding M&A, the risk still proves worth the reward, and the results can quickly propel a company to a much higher playing field. The tech industry is always changing, and we have always tried to adapt and change with it. The developer-publisher model is changing too. More and more companies are adopting this approach of bringing the resources needed to succeed inward through M&A. We are no longer simply developer-publisher partners working together for our mutual benefit. We are a converged global team of passionate game makers, fully responsible and involved at every stage of the creative process, unified in our desire to put out awesome games everywhere. Isn't that amazing? So today I've shared a little bit about my personal experience. Hopefully I've imparted a few lessons learned in the world of mergers and acquisitions, and I've highlighted the immense benefits of pooling our talents, processes, and resources. So back to the numbers. 5, 10, 15, I'm talking years here. When I look ahead at the future of our industry, I can't help but smile. I am filled with wonder thinking about what's possible when we merge our capabilities together. We're in a moment where we're literally creating a new world of gaming. It's thrilling, it's exciting, and I can't wait to see what our shared lessons, experiences, and creative efforts bring about next. 3, gamer is the 3rd most common label Gen Z uses to identify themselves. The future of our industry creating games for gamers is bright. 9, so I promised some math. 9 is greater than 1. With 4 publishers and 5 studios, we have created one company that M&A has strengthened all of us, the gaming communities we serve, and what we're able to create. 20. That's the number of minutes that you've been listening to me. So for that, I thank you.